Yes guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you've all had a fantastic weekend and welcome to episode number 20 of the EAFC25 Rebuild Career Mode here with Sheffield Wednesday, and we jump straight into the first game at home at Hillsborough against Millwall. Obviously we checked the table in the last episode where we were top of the table with 0 defeats all season, only after 6 games obviously, but obviously no defeats so far, and obviously we're looking to carry that on. We got the draw in the final game of the last episode against Coventry and we were looking to build on that at home here against Millwall, and some good news from it. Bernard, after his long injury, or about a month injury layoff, he is back in the starting lineup in that centre-back role, and hopefully he was going to be able to be solid for us to keep a clean sheet and hopefully get us the victory here against Millwall. But it was Millwall who started the stronger of the teams. They also got that first chance there, and another chance here for Fleming on the volley, but unfortunately for him, on the swivel, couldn't quite get it on target, and the ball did hit the side netting. But as the game went on, we did grow into the game. Ingleson, we saw an absolute belter from him in the last episode to score a goal. Unfortunately, Roberts and Millwall goalkeeper kept this one out, but shows intent from Ingleson that he still wants to score some more goals. But unfortunately, again, from the corner, Bernard, the man returning from injury, couldn't quite do anything with that one, and the score stayed at 0-0. And the final shot of the half, Jamal Lowe got a little deflection on it, took all the speed out of the ball, and we went into half-time at 0-0. But starting off the second half, it was Millwall who kicked off. The ball found itself to Duncan Watmore. He looks to find George Honeyman again. Honeyman plays it back. He dribbles through, plays it into Mayer. We get the ball, but unfortunately Adam Mayer, I don't know what he's doing there, absolutely loses his head, tackles, I think it was Jamal Lowe, completely off the ball, and the referee has absolutely no other option than giving Adam Mayer, the Millwall left back, a straight red card. Yes, it was Jamal Lowe, you can see on the replay there, and Millwall were down to 10 men, so we were definitely in a position where we wanted to take advantage of this, and we started off with that man Ingleson, last season's player of the season, with another shot with that left foot of his, tried to guide it into that top corner, but unfortunately once again Roberts was there to keep the ball out back of the net. And another chance for Ikugbo here. Ball finds itself from Ricky J. Jones on that left hand side, gets ball into Ikugbo, but unfortunately a poor header from him. But it's once again that duo again, Ricky J. Jones into Ikugbo, and Ikugbo's clearly not got his finishing boots on today, slices that one wide of the post. It might be the wet conditions playing havoc with him here, but it was a really poor shot from Ikugbo, and 2 opportunities that we definitely could have got a shot on target, which we didn't. And then it was Millwall who actually got a rare chance in the second half, to be fair, gets a shot away from Femi Aziz, but unfortunately for him, rattled the top of the crossbar and the ball stayed out the back of the net. But Millwall, even though they were down to 10 men, they were starting to come back a little bit. Zion Fleming with a good chance there, but really good save from Pierce Charles to tip that one round the post. And then from the resulting corner, it looks like Honeyman's going to take this one on his right foot, an outswinging corner into Fleming, the man who had the shot and forced the corner in the first place, gets the header away, but unfortunately for him, hits the side netting. Once again Fleming, he could have got a hat-trick in this game. Unfortunately for us, the scores stayed at 0-0, and then after the deflection from Fleming's pass, it found its way to Aziz, the man who hit the crossbar earlier, but again Pierce Charles was there to tip that one round the post and out for another corner for Millwall. And then it comes into Cooper, couldn't quite get the ball, it falls its way to Negley, he looks to get a shot away, but on the volley in these conditions couldn't keep the ball under control, and the ball went out for a goal kick. We did make a change, taking off our top scorer this season, Ikugbo, bringing on Bailey Cadamateri, obviously still in a transition period back from his injury, but he actually gets a flick on from this Pierce Charles long goal kick. Cadamateri, first touch of the game, gets a flick on header. Jamal Lowe can't quite get there ahead of Cooper with his pace, but nicks the ball off Cooper's feet, gets there, but unfortunately again, I'm going to blame the conditions here. The first touch was a little bit off, and Roberts, the Millwall goalkeeper, was there once again to keep the ball out back of the net. And from the resulting corner, we get a decent header, but unfortunately Roberts there once again. So really a tale of the 2 goalkeepers here, and the scores unfortunately ended 0-0, and we jump straight into the second game at Portman Road, away to recently relegated Ipswich. A few changes in there. You could see Kai Drake there in left back. A few changes here due to obviously fitness and other problems. Obviously we've got a few injuries knocking around as well, and we got warned before the game the main problem for Ipswich was going to be Connor Chaplin. 5 goals in his last 3 games. We knew that he was going to be a problem, and it's not even just Connor Chaplin. Obviously in this save, Ipswich have still got players like Liam Delap in there as well, so we definitely knew this wasn't going to be an easy game defensively, but we actually got off to a better start. Campbell threw a ball in there, the ball finds its way in the end to Alan Campbell, and him with his left foot whacks a shot from the edge of the box on the half volley, but unfortunately sliced it and it goes wide of the post. But then Ipswich started to really play their game and show why they were a Premier League team. It's Liam Delap with a shot on his left foot, but unfortunately for him, couldn't keep it down, and the ball went over the top of the crossbar to keep the scores at 0-0. But we definitely weren't going to go lying down. The ball finds itself to Ingleson. He looks to play into Aikugbo and volley, but similar to the last game, hasn't quite got his shooting boots on in this game and puts the ball wide of the post. Hopefully Aikugbo hasn't reached his peak in this season already. He's obviously got 8 goals this season. Hopefully he will be able to pick that form back up, but the last game and the start to this game hasn't really shown Aikugbo's true quality. And then it was Ipswich who started attacking more. The shot from Delap whacks the post, but unfortunately for him, obviously stays out of the back of the net. But Ipswich kept coming. Sammy Smodics finds Chaplin, really good pass, to be fair, really good run from Connor Chaplin, the man they warned us about before the game, does fire one past Pierce Charles to give Ipswich the 1-0 lead, and it was well deserved, to be fair, from Ipswich. They've definitely been on top of this game. We've had a couple of opportunities, but nothing too sort of cut and dry opportunities where we definitely should have scored, and Ipswich deservedly took the lead in this one, we have to be honest with it. And then they just a couple of minutes after half time, Connor Chaplin once again gets his second goal of the game. Delap plays the ball through, Chaplin was there, and a really powerful shot, to be fair, from Chaplin. Pierce Charles had absolutely no chance of keeping that one out the back of the net, and Ipswich did take a 2-0 lead in front of their home fans, and Ipswich just kept piling on the pressure here. Sammy Smodics once again finds the ball to Delap. Delap fires a shot with that right foot of his, but unfortunately for him, hits the post. He's hit the post in this game, he's hit the crossbar in this game just now as well, and even though Delap hasn't scored yet, he was looking in real danger. And then fortunately for us, Pierce Charles keeps the follow-up shot out and puts it over the crossbar for a corner, which came to nothing. So the scores did stay at 2-0, and then just a couple of minutes before the end, it is that man Liam Delap powers his way through our defence, gets a shot away. Pierce Charles, I don't really know what he's doing there, to be fair. It was pretty much straight at him along the ground. He jumped out of the way, and Liam Delap did manage to get a goal in the end, which, to be fair, he deserved. You've seen some of the highlights from Liam Delap in this game. His shooting boots weren't quite there today, but he got his goal, and we did unfortunately lose our first game of the season 3-0 away to previous Premier League side Ipswich. But going off back of that, we did bring a new youth goalkeeper in, Freeman Gudjonsson, Icelandic goalkeeper, 6'4", one for the future, definitely. Obviously, we've got Parkinson, we've got Pierce Charles, both young goalkeepers themselves, but definitely one which we could look to integrate in the future. And then another striker from England, Reece Cook, who looked decent, not the greatest pace ever, not the greatest shooting ever for a striker, but obviously as a youth player, one which we can definitely hopefully mould into a player that we can use going forward. And then one final player we brought into the youth academy was Freddie Herbert, once again another striker, but we actually did look this time, due to his sprint speed, look to convert him to a right winger. We've got a few strikers in the youth academy already, so we didn't want it too overpowered. And then we actually did decide to reward Sean Garner, 17 years old, 65 rated, potential up to 94. We did promote him to the first team. Probably not going to get too much game time, obviously, with Ugbo, Ricky J. Jones, Kadamaturi, etc., but he will definitely get some opportunities, but he won't get an opportunity in this game against QPR away from home, which is going to be the final game of this episode. Aikugbo, obviously, he hasn't been in the greatest scoring form or in the greatest general shooting form over the last couple of games, but we know that he is our main man up front, so we definitely wanted to start him and see if he could get back his shooting boots on. But unfortunately, we did go behind fairly early on, 15 minutes into the game. Pierce Charles came out due to obviously Chella coming through our defence. Pierce Charles came out to try and close him down, but Chella was too clever, chips the ball over Pierce Charles and gives QPR an early 1-0 lead. So we knew it was going to be a difficult game from there, but we were definitely going to try and come back, lower the ball in. But once again, Ugbo completely, and this is a weird situation to be in based on the form Ugbo's been in recently, a really poor header, to be fair, absolutely nowhere near the target, and the ball went completely wide of a post and the score stayed at 1-0. But we did get a chance here. Ugbo plays it into Jamal Lowe. Jamal Lowe, difficult angle, to be fair, to get a goal in, but he did manage to get the shot away, but unfortunately the keeper saved it. And then Jamal Lowe takes corner himself. Iorfa rattles a header against crossbar. Bit of a goal mouth scramble here, and Iorfa slides in to try and get that ball before it gets cleared. Unfortunately, it does go into the back of the net, and it didn't actually go down as an Iorfa goal. It went down for an own goal from, I think it was Sam Field, but it didn't go down as Dom Iorfa's goal. But nonetheless, we do manage to peg the scores back to 1-1, but unfortunately QPR with a team that are on top in the second half. A decent shot there, but a good save from Pierce Charles from point blank range to keep it out. And then QPR kept coming. Chella plays it through to Paul Smith. Paul Smith with a good shot and across his body, across Pierce Charles into the side netting, and a 2-1 lead here for QPR, about 15 minutes left. But pretty much straight after that, to be fair, we get a decent opportunity. Ingleson plays the ball in. Ugbo manages to use his strength to keep that one down. Chalobah gets a shot away, but a good save from a QPR goalkeeper, and that is how the game ended at 2-1. So not a great episode here in terms of the results. Still down to 6th in the table, which isn't brilliant, but that's going to bring it to an end. As always, please like and subscribe. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you on the next one.